And there you go. There's your size 14 pheasant tail nymph. Oh, welcome back to another tying edition on the Chasing Feathers Fly page. Um, Before we get started and we talk about what we're going to be tying today, if you could, please hit that like and subscribe button for me. It really helps me out as I try to grow this little channel and my tiny little company. So I would really appreciate it. And let's talk about our bug today. So what we're tying today, we're doing just a nice classic pheasant tail nymph with a bead head. What we're tying on is a size 14 with a 3.2 millimeter bead. This is definitely one of my favorite patterns to tie, as well as fish. You can't go wrong with it. You can fish it by itself. You can fish it as a dropper, and it's just a great pattern to have in your arsenal. So if you're ready, let's get started. All right, we're going to start with a nice thread base down here on the shank. You're going all the way back to the curve. And our first piece of material that we're going to use some pheasant tail here. I got 4 strips. You want to measure that out to the shaft of the shank, I'm sorry, of the hook. I'll cord my thread a little bit. Just take a nice loose wrap, just kind of grab everything, make sure it's where I want it. It's a little long, so I'm going to pull some of that back in. All right. Okay, and then we're just going to run your thread all the way back up. A little bit in front of it, lock it down. And you'll notice I didn't take that all the way to the bead. You'll see why later. Next piece that we're going to do, we're going to throw some thin wire in. We're going to put this wire in, and this is what's going to help hold your peacock strips in and give the fly some durability. So I tied that on the opposite side of me. And then we're going to take our peacock strips. I always like to trim off a little bit there. So these things are super delicate, and I'm going to tie these in on my side. You want to make sure that them little feathers go in the same direction on both feathers. And tie those in real quick. And we're going to jump up here, run up to the bead. I'm going to throw a little quick half hitch in here. Bring that around there, and then what we're going to do, we're just going to wrap this up here. And this is where it's really nice. Have a vise like this Regal Revolution. I can just spin stuff right up. Take that right up into pheasant tails there. All right, around there, we're going to lock those in. And they should be nice. Give it just a little tug. Those will break off. And we're going to take our wire, kind of wrap those up there. And again, this is just causes a little ribbing. It's also there to help hold all that peacock in. And you'll lock that one in. Again, it's a nice thin wire. It'll just break right off. All right, so then I'm going to take my back in here. And I do that just because it's easier for me to split my feathers. There, we're starting to create our little legs. All right. So now what we want to do, we're going to tie in holographic tinsel. We just want to lay that right there on top. Take a nice easy wrap around. Give it a little tug. And then I pull it forward. A couple twists in there. And then I'm going to go behind. And we're going to wrap up that thorax just a little bit. There we go. And what we're going to grab, we got some olive hare's ear dubbing. And we're just going to create a nice fuzzy body here. And remember, with your dubbing, you always go less than what you think you're going to need. It's easy to add. It's also easy to take away, but I like to make sure I'm not overdoing it. So then you're going to take a few wraps behind the legs. You're going to build up a good body. We're going to add a little more here. Okay. You can come in front of the legs now. And this is what's going to kind of help push some legs back. Wrap that up. Bring your tinsel over the top there. We got a nice little wing case now. You're going to take 2 wraps over it, and then just like I did last time, a couple wraps behind it, or in front of it, I mean. You know what I meant. Trim that off. So then what we're going to do, a few wraps in there, get that locked in nice and tight. And put the whip finish on it. 5 turns. All right. Trim our thread. And then what you're going to do is you're going to trim the legs. What I like to do, about the length of our thorax there. That one's a little short, but still, it'll work. And then I'm going to put a little Sally Hansen's on that thread. Just to tack it up a little bit and make it nice and secure. And there you go. There's your size 14 pheasant tail nymph with short legs. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Again, if you could, for me, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment if you also want to. Leave me a question. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. We'll see you the next time.